Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. Today's guests are Todd Feltman and Matthew Middleton with the Exchange Club of Griffin, Georgia. And our topic today is very simple. It's really just how to be a great club. And we are interviewing these two because they've seen massive success with their club in Griffin. And they talk about some of the keys to that success with fundraising, their pig and pearl party, and at the end of the day, they just like to have fun, and how that idea of having fun is really what helps to contribute to the success that they have seen over the years. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm Tracy Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club.
And I'm Christy Lindahl, Director of Communications.
Christy, this is so fun when we get together for these episodes.
Yep.
Because we meet so many interesting people from awesome clubs around the country.
Mm-hmm.
And a cool part of my job, one of my favorite things, is traveling around and meeting people who are out in the local clubs. And I was at the Georgia District Convention this past summer and met Matt Middleton, who was the president of the Griffin Exchange Club then. And I know Todd Feltman is the president currently, but I just loved what Matt had to say, and I loved their enthusiasm and everything going on in Griffin. So we're happy to have them with us today.
Yeah, these are some of my favorite episodes to
I
hear what
agree.
you're out there doing in the community and their response. Yeah.
So please welcome with us today Matt Middleton and Todd Feltman from the Exchange Club of Griffin, Georgia. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. We're excited. Well, first, kick us off by telling us just how do you describe the Exchange Club of Griffin to people?
Go ahead, Todd.
Well, I've been a member, oh goodness, I date myself a little bit, probably 20 plus years at this point, maybe closer to 25. And had a great program today. We actually have our weekly meetings on Tuesdays, and one of the members that's been there longer than me shared a newsletter from of the Griffin Exchange Club. And whether y'all probably know this, you may or may not, but we were chartered June 24th of 1924. So we are a 101-year-old civic organization.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we're excited about that. So we usually start when sharing with others a little bit about our history in Griffin and its membership over the years. But then obviously we're affiliated with the National Exchange Club, and the areas of service we print out and we put on the tables at our meetings, and when we have guests, we share with them, what the National Exchange Club is about and what we're about locally, and obviously to support those areas of service. And so, in the big picture of things, we have a good group of folks, a good membership. We meet every Tuesday, have a program every Tuesday, and we have two major fundraisers, and we give back to our local charities that we support annually, and some one-offs. And I think most people in the community, we're a smaller community probably compared to some others. We probably have 65,000 in our county, kind of south of Atlanta, north of Macon. And so smaller community where most people know everybody in the business community, which helps us a lot when it comes to membership growth and the things that we're trying to strive for, which we've gotten off to a great year so far. So
Awesome. And you just closed a great year. So good job just rolling continuously with success. And, I love what you said about just immediately when someone comes into the Exchange Club you just let them know immediately what it's about. We find that sometimes clubs struggle with that. They don't know how to talk about the club, how to showcase that they're part of the National Exchange Club. So the fact that you do it right away and you know how to really tie the two together and talk about it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I have to say, a lot of those clubs who don't do that, then they see they have problems with growth. Sometimes it's a bashful thing too. They don't feel like they should be bragging about what they do. I know. So this is good.
One of the great things Matt did under his presidency and the Covenant of Services, we actually print and read at every meeting, and that too helps us share, more about what the Exchange Club is about to our guests. And, I think they appreciate that, and they see, what Exchange Club's about locally, nationally, and what we're doing in our community.
Very good.
It's a wonderful approach.
Definitely.
We found pretty cool ways as far as reaching for growth in the club as well. We do, and I shared some of this with you, Tracy, back June, which, by the way, Georgia District was a great time. Todd and I had a blast.
Definitely.
A lot of really good people that we haven't met, and saw a lot of faces I haven't seen in a long time as well. So that was a lot of fun also. But we started a few years ago with quarterly socials, and it's really caught stride in the past probably year and a half. Every quarter, not only to tell our members, hey, thank you for all the effort that you give forth every day inside of our community, inside of our club, but we also invite potential guests. We go to local beer gardens, historic Griffin Hotel, which was actually where we used to meet way back in the late 20s. We met in the back room. That was kind of nostalgia for us to come in, and we were actually in the room that we used to meet in. And we serve food, beverages, we'll call it that, and raffles and stuff like that as well. But it's the time for the potential members to meet long-term members as well, and just say thanks, to all the members. And one of the things that always gets asked is to me is, well, how'd you get into Exchange? This guy right here is how I got into it. Todd brought me in. Let's see here. That's 18 years ago. This August was for me. So I owe a lot of the connections I've made and the things that we've done inside this community to Todd 100%.
That's and I love those socials because you are intentional about thanking members, recognizing that as a leader, the members are customers, right, of the club too, and appreciation goes a long way. But also that you're taking time to have fun. Believe it or not, I've known you guys in your club for a while, and I know you like to have fun, right? And that shows, and people are attracted to that. But believe it or not, in some communities, those clubs don't think about having fun. They're too busy doing the business of Exchange and going through the structural things. And, we always encourage when you finish a project or something, celebrate, have some fun, but you make that intentional on a quarterly basis, which is awesome. And that really, I'm sure you're finding that keeps people together and also attracts new people, right?
Absolutely. The last social we had was August 19th, I believe, and we had 20 plus guests.
That's amazing.
There, and it was intentional. And again, that's, we want to let others in the community see what we're about. And then, as you suggested, we do like to have fun. And I think it shows at our socials, at our fundraising events, the golf tournament, the Big and Pearl event that we had a couple of weeks back, which was our second largest fundraiser this year. Just exciting times. So
yeah, tell us about your first and second largest fundraisers.
The golf tournament. I think it's 23 years, 24 years.
Coming into 23rd.
Yeah, and it's something that it's interesting going back to when we were how I got in the club myself. There was a gentleman named Terry Wynn, Dr. Terry Wynn, and our club had gotten pretty small, probably 25 years ago, maybe down to less than 20 members. And Dr. Terry Wynn took the club on his shoulders, and he went out and began recruiting heavily younger people in our community. At the time, I was a little younger. And
weren't we all, right?
built the club back up is what I would suggest. And again, we're 50 plus members now and growing and trying to continue to grow that. And I was sharing a second ago, I'm in the recruiting business and the staffing business. So to go find people and bring them in is my nature, I guess is what I would say. And so, but we also realize the lifeblood of this club is the growth, of new members. And so, but going back, we had fundraisers that we were not quite as successful with in the early days. We had spaghetti suppers and events at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we might make $1,000, and we just said we need to do something different. And I played a lot of golf, and another member and myself picked up, and we started the annual Griffin Exchange Club golf tournament. And to date, it raises $24,000 a year net to the club for us to give back to the local charities that we support. It maxes out and sells out in short notice. We have I call it cut, copy, and paste every year because of how we put it together, the structure, the fund, and people are aware of what it's about and want to be party to it, and so which makes it easier at this point in stage. And so, obviously, we transitioned from figuring out how to make some money to a successful event, and then last year under Matt's leadership and we decided it was time to take on a second project. I think it started out maybe as a one-off for our 100th celebration, but I told him that I would step up and be president if he would do it a second year, which he so kindly did. So I'll let him share about the Pig and Pearl.
Yeah, so Todd, first off, was a little humble about the golf tournament thing. Todd ran the golf tournament for years and years and years and just crushed it. And I got to say, it's one of the premier tournaments around. As soon as it's announced, I just got to toot his horn a little bit here. Yeah. As soon as it's announced, it fills up, and there's people all the time going, how do I get in on this? How do I just say, just keep trying.
Wow.
It's a real fun time and helps us, like you said earlier, get back to a lot of charities. But Pig and Pearl is kind of a crazy thing. Buddy of mine who's also in the club, he and I sat up one night and we were smoking Boston butt. I had a couple dozen oysters sitting around. I was like, let's roast these. From South Carolina, grew up in low country South Carolina as well, and so we steam them over an open fire, all that sort of stuff. So we sat there late into the evening discussing things with a nice pop, we'll call it that. And we said, well, we're going to do this sometime, just have it friends and all that. And then our club was looking for a celebration of 100 years in the community. What else can we do? We already did a community cookout where we had a band, gave away free dinners, if you want to call them, hot dogs, chips, all this sort of stuff. Cooked it out of the back of a big trailer, band playing. It was a great time. So we created Pig and Pearl. Went out, found a great band, friends of mine from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Jim Quick and Coastline. Wanted to kind of keep it in that spectrum of the coastal thing with the pearls and everything as well. So brought them in, had a great venue, old historic plantation here in Griffin. Did freak out a little bit. Hurricane rolled through like 2 days before. Got a $7,000 tent sitting out there, praying to God that it's still there, Yeah. But no, it turned into a really great event. We had about 225 people there. Last year, first year out the gate, was about 10-5 because we had a few sponsorships that did not come through and a few expenses with the hurricane and everything that we weren't expecting. As Todd said, it was one of those things where we immediately caught a lot of feedback from the community. Hey, this can't be a one-off. So we threw another one this year, just had it 2 weeks ago. Great time. Roughly about 230, 240 people showed up. Rough estimate was 15.5 on what we profited from it.
Wow.
Had Joel Timmons come in from Charleston, South Carolina, put on a heck of a show for us. And, as you said earlier, Tracy, you've been around us for a long time, Tracy. We like to have fun. And so
I love that you can monetize that fun, though. That's awesome.
Yeah. So the running joke for Pig and Pearl that I kind of latched into was, I'm glad I got to throw a party for myself, and then we raised some money at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. That's the way to do it. That is so cool.
Yeah,
I want to throw a Pig and Pearl.
I just want to go to one.
I do too. I want to go to one, and then I want you to come here and do one and help us do one. That's awesome. Yeah. That sounds so fun and amazing. Your first time out, you made over $10,000, and year two, you're already over 15. That's success. My gosh.
And I just want to know, you made $10,000 2 days after a hurricane. Why are we glazing over this?
Right. That's true. That's a big deal.
Yes. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
One of the great things that I think I enjoy the most about these events, when we did it at the Pig and Pearl this year and we do it at the golf tournament, is we invite charities that we support locally to come and be party to our event. We actually bring them up and give the money in front of all of the people who sign up for our golf tournament, all the people at the Pig and Pearl. This is what we're about. And so, we have around 5 local charities that we support annually, and then some others that we're bringing into the rotation now that we've added some additional funds to be able to do that. And so I think that helps our community see what we're about as well. So,
Most definitely, and I'm glad you do that because some clubs, still write checks to some place and or donate online, and you're really making that connection. And I've seen a lot of clubs do that. I would say over the last probably since COVID, definitely is bring those people that you support in, to your point, to show them what the club's about, and maybe they'll want to join, but at the very least, they're your biggest cheerleaders out there, right? Because they're talking about you in a very positive light, and now everybody knows what you support. That's a great way to do it.
Yep.
Nice. So
we
what's
have different
next?
ways.
So we talked about what you've done. What do you have coming up?
Well, we had a busy September, I will say that. So we have a little bit of a breather.
Good.
But the next big event will be our Christmas party, which will be in December. We're working on planning that. That is another annual tradition that we do. It's not so much a fundraiser as much as it is a way for us to say thank you to the club members for all the efforts that they put forth in the last year to help us raise these monies, help us grow our club. Obviously, it's another recruiting event. We invite guests. I would say last year we probably 20 plus guests for sure. A lot of people enjoy coming to our events and know what it's about, and it has helped us grow. There's no doubt about it. And beyond that, as we kick off into January, we have a local technical college that we support. I guess it's called the Gold Program, which is we've had a partnership with the local technical college for many, many, many years before my time.
40 plus.
And so we sponsor the lunch for the students that they're awarding and the teachers that they're awarding this Gold, which is a statewide event actually. And so
Nice.
we kick off the golf tournament preparation in late January, which is to April, and then we transition duties again in end of June next year. So we try to pack it all in, and we'll have a couple of quarterly socials post Christmas party and first quarter and second quarter next year. So those are the things that we're looking forward to.
Well, enjoy your little breather right now.
We do a slight fundraising at our Christmas party, which helps go towards our Dan Boyd scholarship. We give out two $1,000 scholarships every year in the name of Dan Boyd, who was a longtime exchangeite. And I know exchange clubs don't really like the word exchangeite, but we still use it. But he set up a trust when he passed away specifically for exchange club family members in order to help them as they go into college. So that helps rejuvenate that, as well as a few other things that we do also. So that I think we got 1,800 in raffle sales last year at the Christmas party that went directly into that fund as well.
Nice.
And we do have one member that is starting up an Excel club.
Oh, good.
Pilot Excel club. We're hoping that everything by November, he's going to have that rocking and rolling, and we'll be good to go there. We actually had a few of them, the potential members of all that, come out and help out at Pig and Pearl and everything as well. So we're really excited about the Excel club that is being started also.
Very excited.
Oh, definitely. Well, they have some good mentors in all of you. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
And we can say thank you to Fussell as well for his help with it.
Yes.
So big fan of Fussell. He's a good guy, and
Ditto.
and he's helped out, knowledge and everything moving forward of what we need to do to get it successful.
Well, and you know what? I'm glad you brought him up, because how fun is it to have the upcoming national president from Georgia, right? Very fun.
Very excited for him on that too. He, I got some of his cookies that he was handing out.
Good, yes.
They're pretty tasty.
And you can't beat that barbecue sauce. I hope you use that at the Pig and Pearl. That's good stuff. Well, I love that.
We need to. That's for sure.
Yeah. You make every event and even every club meeting just, interesting and fun, and most importantly, perhaps you turn it into a recruiting opportunity, right? So that opportunity doesn't just happen once a year or a couple. You do that at every event, which is just, you really have established a great culture of growth mentality throughout the club. How do you get members to buy into that?
It takes effort. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Tuesday morning, I'm texting people that are potential members of this club saying, hey, come join us for lunch today. Matt's doing the same. We take, when they come to our events, like the recent social, we get their name, their phone numbers, their emails. We send information out, and as they come into the club meeting, they certainly see what we're about, weekly at the meetings. We share, we're very forthcoming with information about what's going on with the club, where our monies are going, what we're doing, what's coming up next, the things. So it's very intentional. I would say that for sure. We're always looking for different ways to find new folks to come and be party to what we're about, and just kind of going back to the events themselves. I think over the course of time, the community has gotten more knowledgeable. We try to get the paper involved and send out where we're having pictures of us giving monies out, or scholarships out, or the event itself, and those types of things. And so we actually had, interesting enough, we sponsor the Griffin Man of the Year program, and have done that for 71 years now.
Wow.
And just a couple of weeks ago, in that PAC September, we had that program at the local technical college, where we honored Coach Lloyd Bohannon, who was coach of the Griffin High Bears, that won a state national championship back in the 70s. And so, great event. But obviously, when you look at that list of people that have been honored as the Man of the Year of Griffin, Georgia, which is the longest and oldest recognition award in Griffin, Georgia, and so get a lot of publicity with that. One of the big things that you were aware of, Tracy, and that Matt has helped out with, is our social media presence.
Definitely.
Things that we put out there. The Pig and Pearl got great traction just through that. People outside of our community seeing it, wanting to be party to what we have going on. So it's not just local at times. And so we try to get it out there, is what I would tell you, but it's intentional. And it does take effort and leadership to make it happen. So
we are extremely lucky as well with our members in our club. We're a fairly young club compared to most of the ones that I have visited as well. But everyone there has this positive energy to them, that it's a big brotherhood and just family is what it is. And it's based off of exactly what National was created for, exchanging great ideas for our community. And there's not one person in that room every Tuesday that doesn't have an idea of something that we can do to advance ourselves as a club, which will advance our community at the same time. So I got to give props to all the guys that we have in our club, and the enthusiasm that they have, and the effort and drive that they put out each and every day for it as well.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting to say. If you two are representative of the energy and welcomeness of the club, then I understand why you're so strong.
Well, definitely. This is like a tutorial in how to be a great club, right? Yes. I mean, I love it. But, I kept hearing the words throughout, other than fun, I kept hearing intentional effort, leadership. And we all know leaders need to work with intention and effort, and we so appreciate, because I know you guys work hard. You didn't, I know how hard you work, but too, it's great that you have so much fun and you celebrate and you think about, you sat around with a friend smoking butts and oysters and thinking how to turn it into something great for the community. So that's so cool. I love it.
We've heard that phrase on this show a few times. I'm sure it made it into the bloopers about smoking butts.
Yes.
Gets me off guard every time.
I agree. Fun fact, the first time I came to Georgia, I knew nothing about these butts they were speaking of, and they still love to razz me about that.
Smoking.
So, I know.
Doesn't that hurt?
Right. Butt rub was the first, then they started sending me butt rub, so yeah.
Oh, spicy.
Yes, exactly.
Tidbit, Butts County, Georgia, is like 5 minutes from where we sit, and they have a big water tower, and it says, "Welcome to beautiful Butts."
I love it. Well, it's been so fun talking to you both. Thank you for sharing about the awesome Exchange Club of Griffin, Georgia. Thank you for being focused, intentional leaders, and give our best to everybody in the club and thank them for what they do in the name of Exchange. You are so impressive and dynamic, and I hope every person listening just picks up a tidbit of something you said so they too can work to be an awesome club. Thanks to our guests today, Matthew Middleton and Todd Feltman from the awesome Exchange Club of Griffin, Georgia. please, required listening for every club, I think, right, Kristen?
Amen.
To learn more about exchange clubs all over this country, please visit nationalexchangeclub.org. And thanks for tuning in to this episode of Talk Exchange. Woo! Thanks,
Thank
you guys.
you guys.
That was
That was
so
great.
much fun. You're awesome.
Thank y'all.
I knew it would
Thank
be
you for
awesome.
inviting us to be party to it today.